A, the child I am and you, capital U, that's a capital Y, the child I am and you are comes to us as the second coming, as Messiah rediscovered within, for whom the Bible and Jesus are the first or external confirmation.
Yes, exactly, and yes, meaning that Jesus was the first child that we see out there, and you recognize it as a tangible evidence of the truth. And he stood out there. Wow. And of course, Bill says that so beautifully. I hate to even disrupt his words with my trying to explain anything, but yes, so the child was Jesus. And they said, there's the Christ, there's the anointed one, there is the shepherd, there is the one that's going to take us home. And they pointed to him out there, and they said, he lives, he is forever, he is the eternal one, he is the one that sits next to God. And they pointed to him out there, and they said, and they were quite right, yes. But the second coming of Christ is when we find that outward tangible is within us. And we each, how beautiful that God, like Bill says, that was no mistake. That was perfectly in divine order to say, this is what you're looking for, and it's within you. And there will be a second time when he comes again, and this time we find it within us. That which was out there is now discovered here within us, and that is my own shepherd, my own Messiah, my own Jesus self-child, the child again. Unto you a child is born. And this child now is the Christ, the anointed one, is within every one of us. And so this is the time, and we, even in people saying, we're at this time when we think there's going to be a second coming of Christ, and all the different Christian religions are looking for that, and it's within. It's coming to us from within our own self when we make the self-discovery, the return to the original, and that Bill is saying, yes, absolutely, that's who that was. He was the first child of the, that was born, and we saw it out there in tangible form. But now we get to find it within ourselves.
Absolutely. Let me continue with that. And by the way, please don't be reluctant to amplify Bill's words, because it sounded like Bill was amplifying his own words through you there. So,
okay.
No reluctance, please. Here's the next question that the guy asked Bill. He said, are you saying that the child is the Christ also? Here's Bill's answer. Yes, exactly that. Closer than breathing. Exactly as the historic Christ said, he would never leave us nor forsake us. He has been here as the child, capital C, of us from the beginning, our very child selfhood, which seems to go away from us and returns to us, rediscovered. Next question. William, tell me if this is what I hear you saying these past few days. The child within us is the same historic Christ. Yes, history, like all other things, is subjective. To rediscover the child is to find what Jesus found, lived and confirmed before he began his ministry. When the historic Christ said that he would be back again, he meant that each one who understood what he was saying would find the child within and recognize that self himself as the Messiah written in the heart, the second coming in actual fact.
Exactly.
I think
that's the story. That's how it goes. He said it beautifully. That's it.
And here's to continue. Of course, the mind isn't taking that line down. Here's another question. Are you also saying that when I was a child on earth, I was that Christ child? Yes. Yeah. Bill answers, spiritually. And I'm saying that everyone can prove the truth of this for himself by finding that all the acute feelings of the original nature which were present in us as children are capable of returning to us again.
Well, that's what happened to me. I mean, honestly, that is what happened to me. Everything that I felt as a little girl is alive again. And it's the truth, and that sweet gentleness, and that little girl, and that seeing, and it's alive again. Life is full and beautiful, and it's so touching, and it's just, I mean, there's moments when I'm walking around in my house, just a normal, average, everyday day, and I'm just, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. This is incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's absolutely real. And Bill describes it beautifully, and yes, you just become that kid again, and everything comes back to that. It's for sure. You feel almost like you are just this little 7-year-old, just kind of going, this is amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's how you know it's real, because it's real. You just go, how did all this come alive again? How did it become so sweet and amazing again? It's real, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not kidding us there. He's not kidding around. It's real.
Well, and here's the world coming back into it with the next question. You know, theology isn't going to agree with that, William. And here's Bill's answer. Perhaps neither theology nor the subjective groups, but all who feel the child within themselves will agree, because they will know it is the truth, having proven it for themselves. And when the theologians begin to perceive that this is indeed what is meant by the new covenant written in the heart, they will slowly, grudgingly give way, even those powerful conservatives so intent on going back to Bible literalism. Not without argument, not without doubt, not without questioning those who have found the child of themselves, and not without persecuting them mightily. Not everyone will be taken up in this light. Jesus foresaw it accurately. 2 are in the bed and 1 is taken. 2 are in the field and 5 are in the household. 2 against 3 and 3 against 2, father against son. Those without consciousness of the child will not know which of the senses to believe, nor who in the world is telling the truth. Those who have found the child within won't care what the theologians or philosophers think. We leap through Spirit's door and leave the flaming house behind.
Powerful. Absolutely powerful. And that also, what else he's saying there, and I'll tell you what he's saying there, because this has been very evident to me. This child can truly perceive or understand without question right from wrong, and what's going on out there in the world, and how to discern, and how to live lifted up and out of the mess and the fire going on, and the craziness, and there's how would you explain that? It's like there is an ability to understand things that you have no idea how it comes to you. And I mean, how it's like I don't have the words for it. I don't have the ability to tell you what I'm understanding. But in my heart, there's things that this child knows that it just knows. It sees something with eyes that are truly, I don't even have the words for it, but it's an understanding of things, of the world, that you don't even need to have an education or be studied or anything to understand what's happening, and this child can see it. It knows things. I don't know how it knows things, but it just does. And I think he's saying that in there somewhere. At least I think I heard that. That's what it is.
Yeah, the traditional or mystical symbolic term for that is the single eye, or the all-seeing single eye of God, basically.
Yes, somehow it's an intelligence. I don't know how it gets there or how it happens, but it's, you get it. It's like something just says, oh yeah, I see what's going on here. I see the problem. I see what they're doing to each other. I see what happened, and it's perceiving things without having to, but you don't have to get involved in it. You don't have to be taken down by it. It's somehow lifted up and lifted beyond and lifted out, and that seems to be, I think that seems to be kind of where we're at now in this world, which is how he described that. Where two are taken up, and there again, that's like the old time fundamentalists are thinking they're going to be, how do they do that? That like somehow, how does that story go? That they're kind of lifted up.
Yeah, they call it the rapture, basically, and
they call it what?
They call it the rapture, where
the rapture, right, yes. And so, yes, Bill's saying that, I guess really that's kind of a cute term for it, the rapture. I'm enraptured by this beautiful child, and the child is lifted up. The child isn't hurt or harmed. The child can stand above and still go skipping along, and the world is unharmed by the world and what happens in the world, and it's true. And well, that's where Bill mentions the meadow, and he doesn't speak of the meadow very often, but I know he wanted to try to talk about the meadow, and he never really got a chance to do it. And but I know what the meadow is, and I know what he's talking about, and it is sort of like a, well, that's a whole other subject, but yes, it is sort of another dimension, and I think we talked about this somewhere, but it is, as you find the child, you also sort of, your world around you, the whole dimension of where you're living becomes kind of like a new world, like a new land, like you're living in another, almost like another dimension. It isn't. I mean, it is and it isn't, and yet you're still here. But the beauty and the like, what I be is what I see kind of thing. It's sort of like, as you find the child, you begin to see the world in a new way, from new eyes, from a deeper place, and so the whole world gets deeper and more mystical and beautiful and rich and real, and there's another space that opens up. I think he writes about it as like a